Hello, hello, my illuminated soul. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get a message for our Scorpio collective. So what are the strongest energies right now surrounding our Scorpios? What do they need to know at this time that could bring any insight or clarity to their current situation? Get a message for our Scorpio collective. We'll pull 3 cards and we will see what comes out. All right, so the overall energy is the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands could be, celebrations, coming together. Sometimes it's engagements, proposals. For some reason in this instance, I'm feeling it's like a structural foundation, 4 sides, 4 walls. This could be something to do with home. There's an underlying energy here with the devil. So, right now there could be some toxicity around your home situation or your home life. The structural, balance of it may be off. Maybe this is signifying that it's time for you to maybe step out and, if you're currently, in a situation where you're in an environment where you live with other people, maybe it's time for you to step out into your own space. Or, this is just calling for you to make a change in your space, like in your location and where you are. So this could be about moving, about relocation, separation from certain environments, things of that nature. And then right here we have the King of Spears. So the King of Spears, spears have to do with the mind, the mentality, decisions. The King is very firm. He's very decisive. He is very discerning. He knows when it is time. He knows what is best for himself. He knows what decisions that need to be made, right? So this could just be calling you right now at this time to, trust your own intuition, trust your own inner guidance. When you are reading energies in a certain way, like, believe it. If you're not feeling right in a certain space, if you're feeling off, if you're feeling negativity, if you feel drained, if you're having, disagreements or situations occur with people that you're living with or living around, sometimes even you may not have like altercations or anything, but just, differences in living styles can, create conflict mentally, even if, things aren't actually said or things like that. Sometimes we build and harbor these frustrations inside. So, this is about being discerning and knowing when it's time to do certain things and what those things are. Like if that happens to be moving, relocating, what have you, right? Because we have, the 7 of discs here. The 7 of discs can be, it's good because it's like you're planting, you're preparing for your harvest, you're sowing these seeds. But, at some point, you have to move forward. You can't just be in this process all the time. And that's when it's good to know, to be discerning and use your judgment to know when it's time for certain things. Because you don't want to be in this perpetual state of waiting and lingering, I'm hearing. You don't want to just be stuck without, forward movement, right? So you have to use your discernment and your better judgment to, make these steps and take these steps forward that are for your betterment, and your growth. And then we have the 3 of Spears, right? Because if we don't remove ourselves from these situations, if we stay and remain, thinking that things are just going to get better, or, thinking that we can just tolerate it, or, all that just builds up and builds up and builds up, until, it creates such a inner chaos, or even an outer chaos, that, you know, it's like, had you acted prior to this, it would have been more beneficial for you. Not that there's ever really a right or wrong decision, just some decisions bring us to our goals faster and easier, and, you know, some delay us, and, you know, they're like the hard way, right? So it's all about using your better judgment, your better discernment, making the right decisions, knowing when it's time, and not being afraid, not being afraid to step out and take that leap of faith and get out there and have to do what you have to do, make that move, break away, do whatever it is that you have to do for yourself, right? Before, you know, you get in a situation where it's like shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know, you want to be proactive, not reactive, right? Because it can just cause heartbreak later down the road. So I just see this as, you know what this reading means to you. If this reading is resonating for you, then you know exactly what this means for you, and you know that it's time, and you know what you need to do. So, you know, just know that it's time to take action. Just know that it's for your best interest. Just know that you are supported. Just know that you are correct in what you feel and what you think. And, you know, it's time to move forward and take action. All right. Thank you for letting me read for you today. I look forward to seeing you again. See you soon.